Hello everybody, Brad Arrington down here on Jennifer B, my Back Cove 37, here on a cold, blustery winter day to show you the best way to route wires from the helm up to the mast, because it's not the way you think it would go. So say you have a project and you want to get a wire from there up to the roof up there, here to the mast. Can you see it? Sort of, right there. Well, you might think you want to start taking down these roof panels or ceiling panels. There's 1, 2, 3 of them, and route wires from there directly over, maybe down there, because that's the logical way, right? Well, that's not really the case. For one, these panels here are held on with Christmas tree clips, and they're inserted underneath this upholstery, and then they're pressed into holes. And honestly, there's not much cutout under here for you to route wires. Two, you'll see that these are actually recessed, and this is a chase that's dropped down a little bit, and then this doesn't go through, so you have to angle over this way, and there just isn't room to do that. So how do you actually get wires? The way I've done it several times, and it's a little bit difficult the first time, is to go through this access hole here. So you can see that's the base of the mast there while the wires are going up. And you can see I have a pull wire here. And Back Cove at the factory actually does leave a pull wire in here. I don't see it right now, it's a little bit dark. But they do leave one from the factory, and hopefully whoever did electronics installation left that up there, otherwise you're in big trouble. So the way you get a wire is from somewhere up here, if you want the roof, or push it down the mast and bring it here, and then take your wire and pull it across this space here, and that's going to come down through a chase installed at the factory, a hose about like that, down here. And then you're going to go into this access hole here, and I don't know if the camera is going to adjust. A little bit. So it's going to come down in this area here. So kind of right in here, it's gonna pop out, and you can pull the wires. So you'll feel a bundle of wires in there. And then that light down there is the engine room. You can see some of the wires. Yeah, there we go. You can see some wires coming out of that chase, that hole right there. And then you're going to route the wires. There's a wire ladder, a tray there, and you're going to pop it over in there or through that hole into the engine space, and then I'll show you where to push it in the engine space. Okay, so now we're down in the engine room. Just to orient yourself, there's the engine, this is the exhaust tube, batteries. That's the hole where the light was coming from, and up there is the wire support tray for this side of the boat that you saw on the other side. It runs all the way to the stern, so you can take a wire and run it through there and all the way behind the tanks, and it'll go through the space. That's the under helm locker area or storage area, and that wire tray goes all the way up there. Now, if you think you're going to do that manually, you're not, by hand. So what you want to do is get yourself a flexible, semi-flexible fiberglass wire fishing rod, and you can bend it and tie your pull string on it and push it up into there, and then pick it up on the other side in your under helm storage space. And I will go look at that in there. Now let's look at the under helm storage space area. I'm not going to get in here, but hopefully you can see. back in there, you see wires, and there's that tray back in there, and that's where your wire is going to come through. And then I don't think I can get the camera in there too well. Oh, maybe it. So that orange one is my pull string that I've left in there, and these are other wires either from the factory, the original electronics installer, or myself that I've pulled up from there. You can see that hole right there that comes through, and then you're going to have to go up, bend up to the helm. You can't push it up to the helm through there, but if you can get your wire, your wire or your pull string like I have here up to this point, you'll be able to come down from the helm to grab it and pull it up. And I'll show you kind of how you do that next. Here's our helm pod, and if I undo the latch there, pull that up, here's all of our wires, and in here you have a hole where all your white cabling is coming through. Sorry it's dark, the boat's covered and it's not a lot of light in here, but again, you can take your fish tape and push it down through there and bend it this way, going in that hole, and angle it back pretty severely like that, with your string or your a hook to grab your string from down below, and then you'll be able to go. Honestly, the best way to do it is from back in this area, use something to grab each hook, a string, and pull it out this way towards you, tie it, and then come back up here and pull it up. And that will enable you to pull your wire up. So then what you want to do is go in sections. So pull it down the mast, get it to here. Get it from here over and down to this area here, and get all your slack out. And then push it down into the engine room, and from the engine room, pull it across this way, get your slack, and then pull it up, pull it the slack out this way, and then pull it back up that way. So do it in sections. So the first time you do this, yes, it's going to be kind of tedious. You might have a little bit of trouble with the ceiling, just because how much stuff is in there. Getting it from through the engine room cable tray isn't too bad if you're pushing it through. A thin fiberglass fish pole will slide right through the bundle of cables. The hardest part is probably going to be behind the refrigerator or the freezer area, like I have. If you don't have a freezer, it's not too bad. And then pulling it up into your helm will be pretty easy. Be sure to run an extra fish line. You can see I've actually run an extra here. One of these is actually going up this post here, which if you don't have to do that ever, I would recommend it. It was very, very difficult. But I have an extra one here if I ever need to pull another line. I've got it set up, and then I'll just tie a new one on with my cable bundle and pull it through, because you never want to pull through your only fishing line if you can help it. So that's it on optimal way to run a cable from your helm to your mast. Hope this helps you.